Hi, everybody. This is Luna Medina Wolf. I'm a licensed mental health counselor. Helping Moon Counseling is my company, and I'm really proud of our team and everybody that is really working hard right now and always in trying to support the community since the pandemic started. I am trying to create as many videos as I can to create support work for those who are watching. I know that now we're about 60 days into this quarantine situation. Things are starting to open up, which is very exciting, but at the same time, many people are going through some fears and some judgments toward our surrounding areas. I myself can find myself many times looking around and judging other people for some of their behaviors because of fear. So I can recognize that the idea is not judgment, the idea is fear and anxiety and uncertainty, and everything we're struggling with right now creates this feeling of a pressure cooker that we're all struggling with at the same time. I think that it's really, really important for us to recognize the whole concept of knowing what we can control versus what we cannot control. And we can control what do we do, what we think, how we behave toward others, how we behave toward ourselves and our families. At the end of the day, those are the things that are in our capacity to control. When are we going back to work? If we are, that is sometimes in our control and sometimes it's not in our control, depending on your work situation. So at the end of the day, if people need income in order to support their families, can we be judgmental about people wanting to go back to work? We most definitely cannot. And it will be unfair to judge another person for their choices when we don't know their background. At the same time, there's so many things that we cannot control right now. The first thing is, when is this thing going to be over? And I think that it's just such an important responsibility for us to recognize that's part of what we're feeling right now. On a very underlying level, all of us are struggling right now with the fact that we don't know when this is going to be over. When is our life going to be back to normal? And that by itself presents an issue regarding the window of tolerance. A window of tolerance is where we are supposed to be. It's this place where even if we get stressed out, we may get stressed out and get out of window of tolerance for a little bit. But then if we are in a good state of mind, then we're able to fairly easily go back to the window of tolerance, to this place where we are feeling comfortable and safe and in a good place. Many times when we go through a traumatic event, it's very, very difficult to come back to the window of tolerance. We are a lot of the time in a state of hypervigilance or hyper arousal, meaning hypervigilance, anxiety, just a feeling of imbalance and loss of control. There are so many aspects of just being hyper aroused that are outside of the window of tolerance on the top side. Then on the bottom side, the hyper arousal, it's that state of mind that we have no energy, we're feeling numb, we don't feel like doing anything, there's no interest in things. Those are all symptoms that relate to experiencing something traumatic. I think that it's really important to recognize the fact that all of us, to a certain level, are going through a traumatic event right now. This sense of uncertainty and fear that is instilled in our world really is creating a lot of chaos in many ways for many people. Sometimes it's internal chaos, sometimes it's chaos that is on the surface. What's really important to recognize is the fact that if you are feeling certain levels of anxiety, depression, lack of interest, lack of control, feeling numb, very, very angry, outburst or anger, all those things could be part of what we're going through right now on an underlying level. And it's just so important to recognize the fact that we have to be kind to ourselves with this process. We have to be kind toward others because of this process. So here in Florida, many places of work have opened recently, like bars and restaurants. And I know a lot of frustration was created this weekend by many people because of the fact that apparently some people were not wearing masks or not social distancing. To me, that's scary. That's concerning. That's really, really something that I wish didn't happen. But again, that's something out of what I can control. So instead of obsessing over it and being angry about it, what I decided to do is create some art, meaning in my case is jewelry. I love creating jewelry. I love creating bracelets and necklaces. I created this bracelet for myself the other day. I've been creating all the past few weeks a lot of jewelry and bracelets and necklaces, and it's been so much fun. In addition to that, me and my families are doing picnics in the backyard. We've been walking in the backyard. We've been doing pool parties with the kids. We've been doing a lot of things that we are really enjoying, partially to distract ourselves from what's going on outside and what we cannot control, and partially because we have to make the best out of this situation and really try to be motivated to continue. Because something that is really important to recognize right now is also the fact that, unfortunately, because we don't know when this is going to be over, it's really important to create routines and habits that are healthy for ourselves and that can last over time. We don't know for how long we're going to be in this situation. So instead of trying to expect and want to go back to what it used to be, there's a really important component of all of this, of figuring out life for what it is right now and learning how to move forward with it. We're not giving up on what we had, not at all. I am dying to go back to my office. I'm dying to go back to my clients and see people and hug people and have the human connection. But right now, if we don't have it, and we can control the fact that we want to have it, we can control how we are creating human connections, how we are impacting other people around us, how we're maximizing our mood, how we're helping ourselves and our families feel better. And I admit, sometimes it's really challenging. Sometimes all I want to do is lay in bed. And you know what? Sometimes I do. That's part of what I mean when I say be kind to yourselves, to your families. If your partner all of a sudden says, I don't want to get up of the bed today and I just want to lay here, give them the time to do that. It's so important. I slept until noon on Mother's Day. It was the best gift for a really long time that I've gotten, in addition to other amazing things that my husband did with the kids. But the fact that I was able to sleep without anybody waking me up was so amazing. So those are the little things that we can do for each other, to our partners, to our kids. Doing a lot of arts and crafts have been amazing with my kids. And listen, I am not an artist. So it's just about being creative and going back to our child self and our personality when we were kids, maybe. There's so many kids I'm doing lately that remind me of my childhood. So those are just few tips and things that I thought about that have been working for me. Hopefully it can work for you or anybody that you care about. I am grateful that you listened to me. And if you can share it with anybody, I would be happy to also support in any topics that you have in mind. You're welcome to leave a comment and let me know, can you please speak about this topic? And I'll make sure to record something about it. We have